All right, this video is for the lesson 5.5 homework. We'll say this page, not due until Monday. 3 and 4 due tomorrow. 5.5 due Monday. Okay? All we have on the docket tomorrow is a quiz over lesson 3 and lesson 4. You will have the rest of class to work on any of these assignments tomorrow. Okay? All right. Top part says find the length of the altitude. So that means we're going to need to use the altitude rule. Okay? If you need to color code, absolutely. Okay? So, BD, that's the altitude. Okay? So, if you need to turn the page, AD, is that a left or a right?
Right. No, it's a left.
It's a left. AD is a left, and that means CD is a right. So you need to know which pieces you're dealing with. Like I said, if you need to color code, you're more than welcome to. So we can set up this proportion using these pieces. All right, so left goes on top over here. Right goes on bottom over here. And then the altitude, which is X, goes here and here. We cross multiply in both directions. X times X is X squared. 3 times 10 is 30. Square root. Square root of 30 is gross. So, let's see if we can break it down. Will 2 go into 30?
Yes.
Yeah. 15. So 2 times 15. What can I multiply together to get 15? 3 and 5. Are there any pairs?
No.
Then square root of 30 is as simple as that gets. Still finding the altitude. So in this one, JM, that's the altitude. What is KM? That's this piece. Is that a left or a right?
Right.
So that's a right. What about KL?
That's the...
I need a left, an altitude, and a right. Is KL the right?
No, it's
Or the left, sorry. Okay, so how would I find the left piece then? If I know that this piece is 7 and all the way across is 25.
Subtract 7 and 25.
So my left piece here is going to be 18. So sometimes you have to find a piece. But if you're looking for the altitude, you have to use the altitude rule. All right. Left. Did I do that right? I just labeled in the wrong colors. Left is 18. Right is 7. Honestly, it doesn't matter. As long as the left and the right are opposite from each other and the altitude is opposite from itself. Okay? So 18 times 7 is 126. X squared equals 126. The square root of 126
It's disgusting.
is disgusting. So let's see if we can break it down. What can I divide into 126? Prime number chart is up there. Any of those blue numbers are what you kind of pick from to divide from. Those are your prime numbers you're looking for. All right, can I divide 63 by 2? So what should I try next? Let's try a 3. Hey, that one works. 3 is prime. So see, those blue numbers up there are the ones that I'm circling. What can I multiply together to get a 21?
3 and a 7.
And if you need to just go through it by hand, work through the prime numbers, that's fine. Do we have a pair?
Yes.
I have a pair of 3s. So it gets to come out. 2 doesn't have a buddy. 7 doesn't have a buddy. So they both have to stay in. And then I simplify. 2 times 7 is 14. Do you see the similarities between yesterday? That page yesterday? Okay. Now we're finding a leg. So now we're going to use this rule. So now we have to have a hypotenuse and a leg. For me, it's easy to pick out the hypotenuse. Okay? I know there's 2 right angles, but is this one right here, is that in one of the corners of the triangle?
Yes.
Of the main triangle?
No.
Okay, so go off of this one. That means this is your hypotenuse. So AC is your hypotenuse. Do we have a measurement for AC here?
Yes. No.
No.
Nope, hopefully we can find it. Let's see if we have enough information. It says AD, that's this piece, is 10. CD is 14. Do I know what the hypotenuse is?
24.
14 plus 10, 24. All right, I need a leg. So AD is not a leg, CD is not a leg, so BC has to be my leg. So that's my leg. Which part do I need? Do I need the 14 or the 10?
You need a 14.
Yep, it's the part that's below it. All right, so I'm just using this. Hypotenuse goes on top, leg goes on bottom, leg goes opposite, and then part is 14. Cross multiply. X times x is x squared. 24 times 14 is 336. Check the square root. Ugh, gross. Okay. So that one won't work, but let's see if we can break it down. All right, what can I divide into 336?
3 and 112.
So you want to do a 3 first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
No, that's fine. Okay, what can I divide into 112? 2. What can I divide into 56?
And 7 and an 8.
Let's try 7. Okay. 7's prime. Again, those blue numbers up there are prime. What multiplies together to make an 8?
4 and a 2.
Okay, 2 is prime, and then 4 is 2 and 2. We got bunches here. Does 3 have a buddy?
No.
Does 2 have a buddy?
Yes.
1 gets pulled out. Does 7 have a buddy?
No.
Does 2 have a buddy?
Yes.
3 and 7 don't have buddies, so they have to stay inside.
Teachers, please excuse this interruption. I was going to make an announcement for Thursday's.
Okay. You guys know if you have it for me. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 7 is 21. Okay? Take what pulls out, smush it back together, multiply it. Take what has to stay in, smush it back together, multiply it. Okay. Need a hypotenuse. So here's the right angle. That means KL is the hypotenuse. Do they give me the measure of KL?
You can measure above.
Okay, so LK, yeah, so that's it. That's the hypotenuse then. Okay. JL is the X. JL
That's
is a leg. And then the only other piece I have is LM. LM is here, so that has to be the part. So hypotenuse over leg equals leg over part. Cross multiply. $660. Not a pretty square root. So we can break it down. So what can I divide into 660?
6.
Okay. 6 and 110. Is 6 a prime number?
No.
So what can I multiply together to get a 6?
3 and
Okay, those are both prime. What about 110? What can I multiply together to get 110? Or what can I divide into 110?
5.
Okay. There's no hard and fast rule what number you have to divide in there. All right, what can I divide into 22? 11 and 2. Both are prime. Again, look at the blue numbers. If it's blue, it's prime. Who's got a buddy? 2 has a buddy. Does anybody else have a buddy?
No.
So 3, 5, and 11 are left over. So 3 times 5 times 11 gives me 165. So the 2 stays outside. Smush these together and I get 165. All right, one more piece and we're going to get through it. It says find the missing length. So let's figure out what we have here. JM. Okay, so this is 27. KJ is 18 times the square root of 3. JL, J to L is X. What piece is J to L? J to L is a hypotenuse. Okay. So, on problems where you're not sure, if they don't give you the altitude, you can't use the altitude rule. Only if they give you the altitude. If they don't give you that, then you have to use the leg rule. Okay? So, which one is my leg then? KJ is my leg. Is JM my right part? Is that the part that I need?
Yes.
Yep, it's the one that's below it. If it's not, subtract from the hypotenuse, find the missing pieces. All right, so hypotenuse over leg, and then the leg goes up here, and then the part. So now we've had, see how we've had 2 X's in all of these? Now we don't have that. Guess what we can do at this point? If we've only got 1 X, you can cross multiply and divide. I would put everything in parentheses. Okay, so I would do 18 times the square root of 3 times 18 times the square root of 3 divided by 27. Cross multiply, always go corner to corner, divide by what's left. Okay, so if you've only got 1 X, you can cross multiply and divide. Oh, I did so good.